What is up, everybody? It's Uncle Matt here with a Sunday live stream. Wanted to jump on the channel real quick to share my thoughts, a little bit of the Titans Colts AFC South clash today at Nissan's. Haven't done a live stream in a while, so figured I'd just want to jump on and kind of chat about this game. Getting there, I live at the stadium today, so you can expect to see a live game day vlog coming to the channel either later tonight, or so keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. This live stream brief, just hit on a few topics, a few quick thoughts on the Colts game. A lot of other things I've been meaning to share. I've been wanting to do it, but just haven't had time to jump on and do one. So I may go on later tonight to do a live stream about some stuff like Nashville SC, more general thoughts on the Titans season. So recap of the game if we do it tonight. Just a bunch of stuff to jump on and do a kind of catch up live stream on that I haven't had a chance to recently. So once again, subscribe to the channel. That in tonight if we can. Also, before I get into the Titans stuff, I wanted to I was a guest on a cool new YouTube channel recently called MLS. This British guy, Tom, who's a lead supporter, has become a fan of MLS, the style of play, league structure, and stuff like that. And he's kind of following it from. So to kind of introduce it to other new fans, he's doing a series of videos. He kind of lays out the structure, the basics of the league, and then also goes through and does like an interview series with fans from various teams. So I was lucky enough that he reached out to me to come on LSC. So we had a fun little review chat about the boys in gold. So if you haven't checked that out, the link is going to be in the description of this video down below. Give it a watch, subscribe to discuss, because he's got to get through the entire league. I think it'll even for somebody like me, if there's one thing I've said about MLS, it's that I haven't fully gotten to the league yet the way I do kind of have more familiarity across other leagues. Like I obviously don't know everything about the NFL, but I have an idea about a lot of the teams in the MLS. I'm a little bit behind in that regard. So this could be a helpful thing for even me to kind of catch what's going on around the league, what other teams are up to, how they're built, how they're structured. Looking forward to more videos from discovering MLS, but check that out in the description down below. But let's get right into it. Titans, Colts, 3-2 for 2-1. For first place in the AFC South. Very different feel coming into this game than we played the Colts like 2 weeks, which is insane. I don't know. The NFL did just the most structure to the Colts in particular's schedule. This will be the Colts' fifth AFC South game. What are we, 6-7 weeks in? They're going to have played all their division games except one, which they don't play till I believe the end of the season, which is just very weird structuring. And to have us play them in, just like a short bit of our three games have been against the Colts. We had the Colts, Washington bye week, Colts. Like you kind of know, or you should kind of know that this is probably the teams that are going to be vying for the AFC South. So in my mind, it would have made more sense to do a structure where there's like maybe one game early in the season and then a game towards the end of the season that could have been like a huge winner take all game, but they put them in. They did the same thing last year, which was kind of weird. So I don't know. And like I said, we're in a very different spot, as crazy as it seems, from 3 weeks ago when we last played the Colts, because that game felt like the Colts were on their last legs. We could put a nail in their coffin and kind of kill them off. But since then, they've kind of stumbled to 2 more wins to kind of get themselves back in. Last week against the Jaguars, in the second half in particular, it kind of looked like they started to figure some stuff out. It kind of looked like Matt Ryan is starting to get on the same page with his receivers. They shifted some things around with their offensive line, bringing in a familiar face from the Titans. Dennis Kelly came in at left tackle, which stabilized things. I think as Titans fans, we know Dennis Kelly is not like a Pro Bowler, elite level tackle, but he's a guy who would be, solid, if not good. So having that kind of presence on the left side as opposed to the rookie they were playing there probably has helped them out a little bit. It seemed like Matt Ryan wasn't getting pressured quite as much in the second half of that game. They were able to come from behind and really kind of change the kind of mood around that team, I feel like. Into the Titans today, it's, not maybe the best time to be catching them because they're also getting healthier. Jonathan Taylor, who has missed the last several weeks, is expected to be back today. Shaq Leonard was on the verge of coming back, but I think, interestingly enough, maybe they're teams are actually starting to kind of recognize that we should be a little more careful with concussions because he practiced all week, but Frank Reich said something. They want to give him one more week just to give him a full set, a little bit more time to get right, which is an interesting phrasing for somebody kind of coming off. But um, so they're getting healthy. They're looking at the season. Not the best time to be catching them. It's always the big thing that we kind of have going for us. Two big things I would say is we've got some people coming back. We're getting healthy. Bud Dupree and Armani Hooker are both expected to be back, which will help our defense. It's been not the best. It's had some issues, but getting, the guy who's expected to be our best pass rusher with Landry out back and our other starting safety back should be a huge help to the Titans defense today. Vrabel has also basically been unbeatable coming off buys or extended rest since he's been coach of the Titans. But at the same time, that's one of those things you can only for so long. Eventually, streaks like Andy Reid with the Chiefs had like an incredibly long. Either I don't know if it was against the spread or if it was just straight up. He was incredible coming off buys. So that's been a good place for us to come off buys in the past. I don't know if it continues today. We might have a little more trouble today because, like I said, the Colts seem like they figured some out. It seems like some of their early season been alleviated. I mean, Dupree coming back could be a huge thing because that's been the biggest kryptonite the Colts have had has been when they've let Matt Ryan get hit. Like I said, they've moved Dennis Kelly out of left tackle, so maybe they've solidified some of that too, but I think that could be a huge key to the game is getting pressure on Matt Ryan, hitting him, forcing him to throw quickly, forcing him to make mistakes because last week against the Jaguars, second half, when he kind of sat back there, had time, and was comfortable, he picked the Jaguars apart. He actually, I think, had the most passing yards of any quarterback in the NFL last week, which is not something you would have predicted based on how things were going for him the first little stretch of the season. So a couple other things that kind of worry me about this game is from like the gambling perspective of it. Titans are 2.5-point favorites in this game. Always a number, and if I see 2.5, that tells me it's like a weird, feels like they're trying to suck you in to bet the Titans. Like a lot of people thinking that the season, the Titans have put some stuff together their last few games. You're looking at 2.5. That's kind of a low number, especially Titans being at home. You're thinking, Titans 2.5 at home against the Colts. The Colts have been terrible. That's an easy win. I'm going all in on the Titans. And I've heard a lot of public sentiment of Titans betting the Titans. Vegas usually doesn't lose, so I haven't seen the official numbers yet about where the public is at on this game, but it sounds from just things I've seen online, it's very heavy on the Titans, which does not bode well for us because Vegas doesn't lose. This 2.5 number feels like a trap line to get people to bet the Titans. For whatever reason, Vegas just seems to know things, so that worries me about this game. I don't know. I feel like we have clearly kind of ghosted these 3 wins. It's been a little fraudulent still. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Confidence I've seen from some fans. It took a desperate interception on the goal line to finish off the Commanders in our last game. We had to honor dear life to stave off comebacks in the fourth, the Raiders and the Colts to get the 2 games before that. Second halves have been a disaster, and fourth quarters in particular have been a disaster for this team. And you look at what they did in the second half last week against the Jaguars, and you think how bad we've been in the second half of the game, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. The defense is holding on for dear life because the offense just second half of games has not been able to string anything together. To me, that's the ultimate key. The 2 keys has got to get pressure on Matt Ryan, force him to make mistakes that he doesn't want to throw, and it's just figure out how to keep the field in the second half. I have a feeling we're going to see a heavy dose of Derrick Henry in this game. That's been one of the MOs that people have said that the Colts' weaknesses is teams that kind of outsell them. So if we can pound Derrick Henry, keep the clock moving, keep hands in the second half, that can help. But at the same time, if they know it's coming, if they're stacking the box against that, and we're running on first down, and then we've got 2nd and 12, and Tannehill's throwing to Nick Westbrook again, and bless his heart, he is being called up to the active roster today. I know there's a very loud contingent of Titans Twitter that has a borderline creepy obsession with Mason Kinsey, and they're just like expecting that this is going to be his breakout game. He's coming in, he's going to be the next like Randy Moss or something like that. Like they've been hanging their hats for like 2.5 years on gets his chance, he's going to break out. The thing that concerns me most about Mason Kinsey getting called up is I wonder if that means that we are expecting Kyle Phillips to be out. He popped up on the injury report on Thursday or Friday, I believe, with a hamstring injury. Just ever since that first game where it looked like he was going to be a huge asset to our offense, he's just been plagued with injuries and hasn't been able to come in and make the impact it looked like he was going to make starting with that first game. Is he out? Is that why Kinsey's kind of coming in, or is Kinsey just the latest sixth wide receiver on the depth chart who gets pulled up from the practice squad to run 2 snaps and a couple special teams plays? I think it's probably the latter, but if Phillips is out, he might get a little more involvement, but we just really haven't seen Tannehill get the ball to anybody other than Woods and Nick Westbrook-Akine since Burks has been out injured. Cody Hollister is playing too much, but he's also not getting the ball thrown to him. It's like a dead. Anytime he comes in, we're probably running the ball. That's not the way you want your offense to work, where you have something that predictable. I would say the tight end position has to be something we got to look to get more involved in the passing game today, whether it's Austin Hooper, whether it's just giving Chig, the rookie, more snaps. I think they're trying to bring Chig along slowly. I don't think they want to throw him to the wolves, but at a certain point in time, if Hooper's not getting what you need out of him, if you're having to let Swaim stay in and block, he's not even running pass routes, let Chig cook, so to speak. That's a terrible phrase because it's turned Russell Wilson into the worst quarterback in the league, but let's see what he's got. Let's get some more plays for him. Not sweeps, not designed tight end sweeps, but let's try to get the ball in his hands down the field. More to Derrick Henry. Those have been huge for us this season. For after years of us being like, we don't run screen plays, we never run screen plays, and everybody being like, well, Derrick Henry's not a pass catcher. He's been a decent pass catcher for the first little stretch of this season here. He's definitely still going to have some drops. He's going to have some bad plays, but I mean, the more you put the ball in Derrick Henry's hands, especially in field situations where he can get up to speed and really put his weight into defenders and really get those stiff arms and lowered shoulders going, that's only going to be better. It's going to be a tight game. There's no way this game's not going to be tight. I feel like momentum swinging to the Colts. I don't know if the bye week, if we've gone in and kind of analyzed what the issues are, what's causing us to have problems in the second half and found some solutions to that, that could be a huge key difference to the game because, first halves of games, we're as good as any team in the NFL has been this season. I believe the stats are that we're one of the highest scoring teams in the first half this season, but second half and fourth quarter in particular, if I'm not mistaken, we have not scored a single fourth quarter of a game this season. That's not great. Not great at all. But, it's going to be a close one. The Colts seem to be figuring some stuff out. They're seeming to be getting some rhythm going here. They're going to play a tough game. They know this is huge for them. They know this could be the win that would turn all the bad feelings around and bury all the bad feelings and turn the team that they always think they are. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to predict. I kind of feel like the Titans are due for like a wake-up call loss because they've been getting by the skin of their teeth in the 3 straight wins they've had. I hate to say it, but I think the Colts today, I'll say 28-24 Colts for my prediction for this game. I hate it. I hate to predict the Titans loss, but it's just, I got to, I don't know why. There's like the gambling aspect of it, that weird number, the public kind of seeming like they're maybe on the Titans. Just how much better in the second half of that Jaguars game than they've looked at any other point in the season. The fact that we still haven't shown that we can play competent offensive football in the second half of games. I feel like a lot of things are trending in the wrong direction for the Titans here. Hate to do it, especially I got to predict 28-24 win for the Colts, but that's what it is. I'm going to wrap it up there like a stream brief. I'm going to come back hopefully tonight if I have time, do a little bit more in-depth live stream, like a full catch-up, kind of go through some stuff that's been going on lately, talk a little Nashville SC, talk a little, saw Halloween Ends last night. I want to talk about that. Oof. Maybe a little Manchester United. Who knows? Just an open stream maybe later tonight. Like I said, I'll be at Nissan Stadium today for the game. So a game day vlog will be coming out on the channel either tonight or tomorrow. So make sure your channel, turn the bell on for notifications. So if I do go live, you get notified that I'm live. Or if a vlog comes up, you get notified so you can check them out. Thank you for watching. And anything else? You got anything? Oli has nothing to contribute, so I'll been everybody have a great day.